Friends, hello. August 20, 2023, Virtual Strangers 196 is live. I am your host, Wes. With me, as always, is my good friend, Ruuts. Happy Sunday, brother. How you doing?
Good. Happy Sunday to you as well. 196, that's crazy. We're almost at 200. That is insane. And that's not 200 weeks, people. That is 200 episodes spread out over a long period of time. And not to mention all the other Monday shows / Strangers of the Night / I mean, we've changed it so many times as things have changed. That's what I love about our show is like we just adapt to our life. And we make sure the people get the shows. They're just not always on the same days, depending on what's going on.
We do what we got to do. We do what we got to do to make it happen. Unless there's no news. In that case, we just stream some gameplay.
Yeah, well, and this is the thing, too, is like, Wes will be the first one. He doesn't want to give you, like, crap that he doesn't think is important. But he's itching to get into VR. And so, like, he's like a win-win, right? Let me give you a live stream and we don't have to cover something that isn't worth covering. So, it really is a win-win.
That's true. Looking for excuses just to play VR. That's like every day of my life.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's good, though. Right.
But anyway, we don't have that problem today, brother. We've got the news. We got the goods today, so to speak. I think we're rolling 9 or 10 deep with our stories this week. Even the stuff in reminders is pretty much stories, full-blown stories. We'll probably spend as much time in reminders as we do in headlines this week, just because there's so much to talk about. Speaking of which, I added something into the intro here right at the end. I hate to get off on a bit of a downer, but did you hear about Paradox of Hope? Yeah, it's not good, bro. And I'll just read this. This is from the Paradox of Hope Discord. It says, everyone, very important bad news. What happened? Unfortunately, today I have some bad news. Recently, Paradox of Hope has been accused of copyright infringement. In the game Paradox of Hope, no names, characters, events, assets, or code from any other game are used, and its lore and story are original. The setting, idea, or gameplay mechanics cannot be protected by copyright. Therefore, I sincerely believe that Paradox of Hope does not violate anyone's copyright and only uses similar imagery and analogous elements that are inherent to the genre of Soviet post-apocalyptic shooters. However, unfortunately, the one with more money has the upper hand in legal matters. I simply cannot afford to take this into the realm of legal proceedings. Consequently, the further development of Paradox of Hope is halted, and the game will no longer be available for purchase. This is a very difficult day for me. They have taken away not only my sole source of income, but also my beloved creation into which I poured my soul and heart over the last 4 years. But most of all, I'm sorry that I've let you all down. All who supported me in the early stages of development, please forgive me, my friends. I have no words to express how sorry I am. Ruuts, this sucks. This completely sucks. And it just goes to show you how the system's kind of rigged. Not just here in America, but around the world. The system's rigged toward those who have power, money, and influence. And this is just one of a laundry list of examples that we could cite to support this this theory.
Yeah, it's definitely not doesn't weigh in the in our favor, right? As the average person or a developer, it's like you said, people that have the money, and usually it's tying you up in court until you can't afford to stay in. And that's exactly what he's talking about. They just got deep pockets, and they'll just keep delaying it and doing all sorts of weird stuff until you give up. And it's a bummer because the biggest thing you take away is just this livelihood. Like that's it. It's everything. So.
It just goes to show you it's a double-edged sword too, because literally the only thing that we assume that it's the Metro people that are behind this. The only thing that they would have to stand on in terms of evidence, real evidence, would be all of the coverage of the game calling it the Metro VR. I think that's probably the one reason why this is happening. Is because of all those thumbnails out there and all those headlines that said this is Metro in VR. So this is just a lesson going forward. We're going to see more and more of this as these traditional gaming companies start taking VR as a serious platform and something that they may want to start getting into. We're going to see more and more stuff like this. So basically, watch out every game, because Spider-Man is coming for you all.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So do you think there is hope for a Metro or legit Metro game? Because I mean, I know a lot of people said that about Red Dead 2 and GTA 5 when Take-Two went after a mod, right? And said, hey, we don't want you doing that. Now maybe they're making it
That's true.
a version in VR, right? So
that's true. On 1 week, we have Take-Two praising the modders that put forth the role-playing communities in GTA 5. The very next week, they're having people who inject AI in the GTA 5 take that down. What that says to me, Roots, is that GTA 6 might be fucking awesome, and there might be AI in the characters.
I guarantee there's going to be AI, because I've been watching some of the videos, and they've got like just extra stuff in there that's normally not in there, right? Like just the fact that you're going to have to fill up gas, maybe? I don't know. It seems like it's pretty deep, and it seems like it's closer than we think, but I guess we have to wait another year, so.
You know who else is pretty deep, Roots?
My mom! Hey, you don't have to wait a year, though, Wes. She's always ready.
That's right. But no, I mean, we've been speculating for, well over a year that there might be a Metro VR game in development, because the company that owns that IP picked up Vertigo Games. And we've been told already that Vertigo Games has multiple games in the pipeline right now. And people just assumed, which one of those IPs could be made into a VR game. Everyone went straight to Metro. So I think this just kind of further supports that. So we now have a dilemma, Roots. We could boycott Metro VR when it comes out based on the unfair treatment of our friend here. But if we do that, then we don't get to play Metro VR. I want to play Metro VR, Roots.
I do too, for sure. And I don't even know if that's necessarily the right move, but the thing is it just sucks, because I don't think it's not Metro VR, right? So it may be similar as far as like the feel, but that's not, like, games take inspiration from each other all the time, right? So I don't know.
There's got to be a workaround here, Roots. We might have to take Paradox of Hope to the Underground Railroad and start distributing the executable through back channels. You know what I mean? We could absolutely do this. Like with the Luke Ross mod, when they had to take when they had to take the Take-Two games out of the real VR mod. Within 6 weeks there was a workaround for that, and it was not done by Luke Ross, so to speak. But you absolutely can still play those games. So maybe there's a solution there. But, the developer goes on in the Discord post to say, what happens next? As far as I know, those who already own the game will be able to continue playing it. It will remain in your Steam library. All the recent changes I made in the past few days in an attempt to save the game have been rolled back. I intend to take all of the accumulated experience from working on this game and release a new game in the same genre, but without using the Moscow Metro setting. I will also likely seek the support of a major publisher this time around to ensure avoiding copyright issues. In this Discord, I will share the very first news about the new game and will conduct closed testing. I will try my best to ensure that everyone who purchased Paradox of Hope will have access to testing and also receive the new game free upon release. Once again, I also offer my deepest apologies for the situation and hope that you will stay here and follow the updates. P.S. I won't disclose who raised the copyright infringement claims. I kindly ask you to cease all speculations in this regard, and I urge no one to stir up a scandal, and especially to not blame anyone for it. The situation has been resolved peacefully. Please don't make it worse. So, guys, chill. Just chill. The guy has come to terms with what he has to do. What it sounds like is that he's going to basically take Paradox of Hope and now change it into a game that's very different. Not very different, slightly different, and work with the publisher. So publishers out there, Perp Games, Beyond Frames Entertainment, Fast Travel Games, In Dreams. Somebody snatch this dude up. This is a great game in the making, and this guy needs help. Somebody go give him some help.
So that being said, who do you think raised the cop? No, just kidding. Just go right to it, right? Like, no, I say respect. Exactly what he said. It's already been squashed, so like, there's no reason for drama. A lot of people just want to stir up drama. But yeah, the biggest thing that it bothers me about this whole post, and it's actually a good thing. Man, he's so polite. Like, he's apologizing. This is like something that just smacked him in the face, and he has no control over it. But he's so concerned about the people who bought his game. It just shows that this is the kind of developer you want to support, because he clearly cares about the people that bought his game, and that matters.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still in early access. So when devs put a game in early access, there's an unspoken agreement, or actually a spoken agreement, that if you give me your money now, I'm going to produce a full game for you later.
Nobody cares about that in this industry, except for him, apparently. Usually, it seems like most devs don't give a shit, and that's why I think it's cool.
I agree. No, that was my whole point, is that a lot of devs, some devs don't take that very seriously, others do, and this guy apparently is one that actually does. So kudos to him. I'm sorry to hear for your misfortune, friend. We will be here for you to help support your new game whenever it comes out, and in whatever other way that you need help. We have ways and means to help you out. Maybe hit me up. If you need help finding a publisher, whatever. I knows people, man.
Yeah.
We might could hook you up. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, unfortunate news. I just wanted to take a moment off the top and recognize that. Thankfully, we already have Paradox of Hope, and it's had 2 major updates, Ruuts, since we played. It's got 2 whole new levels in it, a lot of refinement to the gameplay. So, we can absolutely cover it, pay homage to it, even if we want to, one more time before it rides off into the sunset and becomes a different game.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a collector's item now, right? Like the old school thing.
I'm glad I have the physical copy. Oh,
yeah.
wait.
Yeah. There's no such thing. That's the thing, is like he's nailed it on there. It should be available, because we don't know. It could be tomorrow. You could wake up and they're like, we took it down. And there's nothing you can do about it. But the good news is he's going to support and give people that already paid for it the revised game, right, for free, which is cool.
That's pretty awesome, man.
I
gotta say, that's awesome.
It is.
Anyways, we got lots to talk about this week. Let's get it started by saying hello to our friends in chat. Chinatown D, what's up? Hussein X is in the house. Ryan Brandon's here. Janesse Quaz here. Travelman 3775. What up, Looper, the Underground Game Cat? He said he could just make it happen in St. Petersburg Metro. Bonus points. It's deeper. Yeah, maybe, but he took great care not to infringe upon any kind of intellectual property the first time. That's not the problem. The problem is that one, like, Embracer Group has billions of dollars to spend, and this guy's barely making it off of what he makes from early access on Steam. So hopefully he can align himself with a developer that has a little bit of ways and means to them, and don't mind kind of putting up a little bit of a fight in court. Because again, it's not so much the game here. I feel like the The problem is that this game has been marketed, maybe not by him directly, but by everyone else as Metro in VR. And we can't have that if you're trying to actually make Metro in VR. That's a problem, you know.
Yeah, I hate that people do that too on videos. The Metro in it's Metro in V. It's Spider-Man, you know. No, it's not Spider-Man. There's one Spider-Man. It's Marvel, and if it's not Marvel, it's not Spider-Man. It may be a game that's like Spider-Man, but it's not Spider-Man.
Word. What's up, VR SpryGuy? What's up, Lister Logic? Orlin Hooper. I'm not going to talk about how I'm not going to talk about how jacked he is. Like, that's not what we do here.
You know who loves how jacked he is?
My mom.
That is true. Space Dennison is here. Dead Ringer the Game Cat is here. Hooked Worm, the Hoosier Game Cat. What's up? Samson 143 VR. What's up? Who else is here? Island Kara. I love a good scandal. Going to watch Amber versus Johnny Doc later. Hell yeah. You like a good scandal? What about Logan Paul's wife, man? Seen that all over every headline. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I have no
on that
idea.
stuff.
I'm sorry.
It's all in my feed, though. It's all in my feed. I don't know what it is, but apparently she gets around.
Oh, who doesn't these days, though, right? That's pretty standard.
It is true. It's fun, too, I hear. Michelle B, what's up? Vince Virtua, what up? Mepper, hello. Lage from Sweden, what's up? Bad Robo's here, what's up? Mind Jive, hello. Rogue TR, yo. What's up, Tatum? JS is here as well.
You know, I have that soundbite.
Orlin Hooper's Jack, yo.
What?
Man.
What? That's not this show, bro.
Hey, well, you know, they took the My Mom.
That's true.
That.
I'm gonna take D. I'm gonna take the wheel of D.
I'll tell you what, that would be in a good incorporation. Just slide right in.
You know who loves it when you slide right in? Fluke Rogie is in the house. What's up, Fluke Rogie? 12, the backlogged Game Cat, the best opening montage in all of VR podcasting. I agree. Only fitting for the best VR podcast in all of VR podcasting. What's up? Onikazi is here. Man, bear, pig, game, cat. Let's go. Mickey Barrios. Hola, Mickey. Matt and Kuda is here.
Looks like Alex
Hello,
VR
Matt.
just slid in.
What's up, Alex? Alex is one of the few that got left behind. We're here with you, bro. Everyone else is going to Germany routes. We're all stuck here together.
Yeah, that's all right though. We're sticking in the good old USA, and we'll all be together in January, right? So
That's true. Looking forward to that, bro. It's going to be epic.
yeah, and I've already got my angle for GT because the entire CruCast is going to be in Vegas. Like he has to go. Like he's going to be the only one. So.
That's true. That's the rule. Like if everyone else is going, you have to do it too.
You have to, especially if you're coming from the UK. It's just it's an unwritten rule.
Well, I mean, Alex and Skeever are coming from outer space, so
That's right, dude. That's a lot further than GT, 100%. And GT's a jet setter. So
yeah, that's true. He can go and eat Lucky Charms at Meta's headquarters, but he can't come here and hang out with us.
that's right.
Crazy.
Come on, go gamble, man. You know you want to go gamble.
Berbercat is here. Silver Nexus is here as well. Ryan B is here. Black Market Honey is here. Alakazam, Yo-Yo, and Four Willin. What up? Do we have any slippies this week, Roots? I'm sure somebody did. Recovery for yourself. Yeah.
Used to be known as Messi. Now his name is known as Justin.
Oh, is that Messi?
Yeah.
What's up, Justin?
Yeah. Justin, we're gonna be. He lives in Vegas. D and I are, and everybody's gonna be out in Vegas in January. So that'd be cool.
This is true.
Yeah,
we'll be around, bro.
Yeah.
Kill Artist won the Dreamweaver Gamecat. Also slipped in, as did Mr. Lord Beavis. Did we say hi to Technoglitch? Hello, Technoglitch. Paul at Mississippi Gamecat 445. Scion VR. It's free VR real estate. We had a few Slippy's roots, but I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Q Creator slipping in right at the very last moment. What's up, Q Creator? What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us. We have a ton to talk to you about today. So, Roots, if you would, please.
How far could he have gone?
Resident Evil 4 VR mode will be playable for the first time at Tokyo Game Show 2023. This from mixednews.com. Probably the most anticipated game for PlayStation VR 2, Resident Evil 4 VR will be playable for the first time at Tokyo Game Show. Capcom has just announced its lineup for Tokyo Game Show 2023. Titles that will be playable at the studio's booth include Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy, Exoprimal, Monster Hunter Now, Street Fighter 6, and Resident Evil 4 VR mode. The Tokyo Game Show takes place from September 21st through the 24th in Shiba, Japan.
It's my birthday.
In June
21st.
Oh, all four of those days are your birthday?
No, well, you know, Spry gets a whole every day. I can have a couple days, right? I don't think it's too much to ask.
In June 2022, which was my birthday, Sony hinted at PSVR 2 content was in development for Resident Evil 4 in May 2023, which was the month before my birthday. Sony confirmed WIH, the PlayStation Showcase, that it would be possible to play the entire game with PSVR 2, similar to Resident Evil Village, which is still one of the best gaming experience for PlayStation VR 2. The Resident Evil 4 remake was released in spring to critical acclaim, yet you haven't played it. PSVR 2 will give you even more of a scare by taking immersion to the next level. Instead of looking over Leon's shoulder, you'll experience the story from a first-person perspective. And instead of pressing buttons, you'll wield Leon's knife with your own hands. The same goes for the rest of the arsenal. Capcom's teaser from May shows how terrifying the game looks in VR. Roots. Ever since they announced this thing, people have been speculating.
Game of the year.
Will we get this game this year? Is this game coming this year? And I always say no. No way in hell we're getting this game this year. We just got Village in February. Like, no way this is coming out this year. Roots. We might get this game this year. It's going to be playable in less than a month.
I mean, you got to remember that Village was out for a long time. No, not VR mode, but the game in general, right? For quite a while before it came out in the VR mode. So even though VR got it, you know, recently, or I guess, you know, when the PlayStation VR 2 dropped 6 months ago, it's still been out for a while. So that doesn't surprise me, but it definitely makes, we were saying how good this game looks. Although, I don't know, what do you think? This one or the Quest version looks better?
It's close, bro. It's
Yeah,
so close.
so close. I'm kind of a little bit put off that, you might have to climb a ladder for real and not just like go up it and down it and all the weird quest things. The game was okay. This is after watching that trailer, I'm more excited than I was for sure, because the quest version was really good, but it didn't look that good, and the gameplay actually looks good in this, and the gameplay, it was what it was back in the day in the quest version, right? Like, that didn't change, and the gameplay kind of sucked back then because the games kind of sucked back then. But they've actually updated just the way that everything's moving. The guns, obviously you're getting in first person, and so I think this is going to be the amazing game. I don't know if it's going to be game of the year, because I kind of think if it comes out this year, I think Resident Evil Village is going to be game of the year. At least it's probably going to get my vote. I say probably because fuck, man, who knows what else comes out and what I've played through in 4 months from now. So
Yeah, it's going to be quite a dilemma, especially if this thing ends up coming out in December, which, last year we said, nah, we won't count December games, and then we did, but then we shouldn't have. So I think we should probably cut off Game of the Year submissions on December 1st.
I agree.
So
it doesn't matter what
we're not
it is,
cramming.
because we had like really logical reasons to not cut it off, right? And we decided, man, this is the right choice. And then months later, we said, we shouldn't have done that. And we could do the same thing. It comes out like December 15th or something. Like, how much time are we going to really put into it? So.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when you consider we can't, I don't want to do this like we did last year where we did the 2022 show like halfway through January, because I went to Vegas, and this year you're going with me as well. So like, obviously we're not going to be able to do it like we used to do it, which was like July or January 3rd. I think we normally would go. It would be like January 11th through the 15th, like it was last year. And I feel like we were a little too late last year. So, I think we need to have our show in December this year. And with that said, I don't think we should be playing games. There's so much to do to prepare for that show. We don't really have, if we're cramming to play games in December, then we're pretty much screwed. So,
well, especially if they just came out. Like, it's one thing to get a little bit of extra time in something we've already put a lot of time in, right? It's just, no.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for this game. I feel like right now, I feel like Village might be the best game ever in VR, and I feel like when this comes out, this might be the best game ever in VR. So I'm super excited for it, and the fact that it's already in a playable state makes me doubly as excited, because I literally thought this would be next summer before we saw this game. So apparently there's a possibility that that's not going to be the case, and I think that's great. Not for nothing, but Tokyo Game Show typically does a VR experience every year.
Are you going? No, just kidding.
I went last year. I did it last year.
The Tokyo?
Yeah, the Tokyo VR experience. They put it out like on.
Oh no, I meant, are you going to go to the live show and go check out all these games and stuff? I know GT was saying
I would love
he
to.
wishes he could. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I would love to. That would be amazing. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to Tokyo.
That's the one country that if they said I had a chance to go to visit, I'd jump at, just because I think Japan's cool. I think the people are cool.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement. The game shows are a little weird, but
that would be what was cool about it. That's that. Yeah, they're definitely weird. Right.
But no, I'll probably be checking out the Tokyo Game Show VR experience. Maybe they'll have a Resident Evil booth this year. They had a booth in there last year, so who knows? Maybe there'll be some RE4 VR stuff in VR. That won't be the game, obviously. They just basically make these virtual booths that you can go check out, and some of them are pretty like huge and epic. Some of them are not so much. I think the best one last year was from a game that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But it was pretty cool, man. It was a cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Bad Robo says RE4 will come out this year and it'll be much better than RE8. I don't know where you're getting your information, but I agree that it's probably is going to be better, and I hope so. And I'm glad I didn't play that deep into the Quest version. I played a good amount of it, but not to all the cool stuff, and it just looks so much better. Like, they're not even talking graphics. It just doesn't look cartoony, you know? Like, and it's not that the Quest version was, I mean, it was literally a kind of like, I don't want to say a port, but they were bringing that game into VR as it was, right? So, you know, they did a really good job doing that, but they also brought along all the suck that comes along with that era. So.
No, it's good. It's a good game, especially for Quest 2. It's pretty amazing for that device. But this is another level, and it's not even comparable. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, looking forward to that. I wish I was going to Tokyo. I'm not, so let's move on.
A new adventure. Grim as the times are, each new beginning still has its charm. Here's your welcoming party. Tread carefully, friend. Though I may not be an expert on the matter, but I recognize evil when I see it. There are traces of magic embedded in this place. Look at that! Use your new powers. Begone! Ha! This should be pretty straightforward, friend. Destroy every servant of darkness.
The Wizards Dark Times Brotherhood remasters the magical adventure this fall. The Wizards Dark Times will receive the free Brotherhood update this fall, adding co-op and other improvements to the spellbinding action adventure. Developed by Carbon Studio, the Wizards Dark Times first released 3 years ago, set in the plague-ridden realm of Meloria. Carbon's teased co-op since 2021, and 2 years on, it's happening. Supporting 3 players as either Frost, Fire, or Storm mages, each character features a separate skill tree. The new trailer also highlights visual enhancements. Publisher Vertigo Games describes Brotherhood as a remastered version with expanded content. New enemies and related variants are confirmed. New unique spells are available, while levels feature additional objectives and challenges. Greater environmental interactions like climbing boulders and a trolley cart chase are also mentioned. Finally, Vertigo promises Brotherhood includes, quote, optimized controls for greater ease of use and accuracy. The wording also mentions commanding power with nothing but hand gestures. While this sounded like Brotherhood would introduce hand tracking support, an email to Upload VR from Vertigo rules this out, stating that sentence refers to gestures made with controllers. Duh. Have you not ever played this game? Upload VR.
No, they're too busy playing, that other game, the Bat game.
Yeah, right. The Wizards Dark Times is available now on Quest, Steam, and Byport, and Brotherhood arrives as a free update for existing owners on October 19. Roots, this was a good game already. We played this game when it launched on Steam, and Quest for that matter, many moons ago, and we enjoyed it at the time. We think that this game pretty much sets the standard for gesture-based magical spellcasting in games, and it gives you a story-driven campaign to play through in beautiful worlds. But that's going to be all that much better now, Roots, because not only have they, added a new progression system into it, they've upgraded the visuals, they've upgraded the gesture system, but it also has co-op gameplay now, making this a much more complete game. And we get all of this for the grand price of $0 more, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome because they're again another studio that follows through what they promised. They've been saying for a couple of years they were going to add co-op, and they did. It took them a bit to do it, and now it's there, and it does. It looks amazing. The gesture base was already really good, and I'm sitting here trying to wonder what they could have improved, but I'm sure it's going to be even better, right? So all the way around a better game. So if you haven't already picked it up, you should probably do it because this looks super cool.
Yeah, you should pick it up now. I'm sure it used to go on sale quite a bit. I'm sure you could probably still catch it on sale from time to time. You may even be able to find it from a third-party website out there if you're looking to play it on Steam. So, yeah, definitely a good game from a well-renowned studio. Glad to see that this thing's finally coming to light. They've been working on it forever, Roots, and we can see why now, right? It's not just the co-op thing, but they're adding a lot more in.
That's the thing. Take as long as it takes, as long as it is good and comes out and not all buggy. I'm for it, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. Looper the Underground Gamecast says no PSVR 2, shame on them. Well, just because they're not talking about it now does not mean that it's not coming, my friend. Like the original Wizards came out on PSVR 1. I'd be surprised if this didn't end up making its way into PSVR 2 at some point, but especially because Vertigo Games is the publisher now. And how are they going to monetize these Roots? What do you think is the more potential for profit here? By reaching people on Steam and Quest that haven't already bought it, or by going to a whole new platform like PSVR 2?
No, I'm sure they're making a thing. I am a little put off that there's no hand track. No, never mind. I'm not even going to, I can't even say that with a straight face. I just don't care about hand tracking. I unless it's for something that doesn't matter. Like it would be weird to not have haptics. So
yeah, and imagine what kind of haptics the PSVR 2 version of this would have. Like that would be something that they could really up the immersion of a spellcasting game if you had all that advanced rumble going on in the palm of your hand.
yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Guido? Guido's joining us in chat. Everyone say hello to Guido.
Is he working? Is it hot? Guido, is it hot at work? Wes was telling us how hot it was going to be for you at work because he remembers. Wes, were you like wishing you were there today when it was hot?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when Impact Reality got named as a finalist for the VR Awards a few days ago. Yeah. I was thinking, man, if I could only be working at the battery factory still. Yeah. Like, this is so embarrassing because now we're not going to win, Can't win.
Nah. Yeah, it's definitely, it's hot. You said it was hot. What, 20 degrees hotter than, or 30 degrees hotter than it is outside or something?
Yeah, typically 20 to 30 degrees hotter. And in our department that we work in, it's extremely hot. So, yeah, I imagine it must be like pure Hades in there right now. Although if Guido's still running on third shift, there is a little bit of relief on our shift versus like the people on
during the day.
Like B shift. B shift is just freaking hellacious.
That's crazy.
Anyway, welcome Guido. Thanks for stopping by. What's up? Mark Smith joining us as well. Guido says, "Oh my God, it's miserable in there." It was miserable when it's comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, the people make it miserable because they're all miserable.
I bet, man. That's the thing. When people are miserable, they make everybody else miserable.
So. True. Anyway, oh shit. There goes Mickey Barrios, Wizards Dark Time Steam key in the chat.
Hurry, somebody quick, grab it.
Get it.
You're going to be able to play the new version here shortly, right? In September or this fall. Right.
Guido says it was 150 degrees in there the other night.
How? Like, how do you survive? That's too hot, man. Like,
You work in spurts because we do have an office with an air conditioner in it. So what you do is you go out, you work for 15 or 20 minutes. You go sit down and cool off. You go work for 15, 20 minutes. You go sit down and cool off. Basically, the only way to survive it.
that's crazy.
Plus Roots, they give everyone free Gatorade. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, there you go.
So
Never
great,
mind. I take it back. I take it back. It's fine. Just give me free Gatorade and everything's okay. How about put some fucking AC in there? Does it have to be that hot? Could they like actually cool the place to where maybe it was like, I don't know, 108 degrees or something ridiculous?
There are definitely things that they could do.
Jesus.
But
All right, that is yeah. Wait,
that'd be bad for the environment, Roots. It's a waste of electricity.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind. I stand corrected because you wouldn't want to do that. So if somebody dies, that's about the only way that it gets fixed. Then yeah, that's crazy.
Basically, when I cut my thumb off, which I did once there, by the way, I showed them this new type of circular saw, table saw, that when the blade comes into contact with something that's not wood, the blade just breaks and shatters. Like, it won't cut you. Like, you can't cut your hand off with it. You can saw through all the wood in the world, but you try to saw through like a hot dog wiener and the blade just shatters. It's amazing. They wouldn't buy that shit. I cut my thumb off, and then like it was like 2 weeks later, the guy cut 2 of his fingers off. He gave himself the shocker, Roots, like with the saw. It was hilarious. But they wouldn't spring for the new saws after I did that. So I doubt they're going to put a couple $1 million into putting a new AC system into the charging department.
That's crazy.
Anyways, yeah, thank you, Mickey, for sharing that key. The Wizard's Dark Times Brotherhood coming, what did it say, October? I think it said October.
Yeah.
That's not very long.
That's not. That's you'll be able to play this on your theoretically on your Quest 3, right? SpryGuy says 150 is okay when you have Gatorade. Yeah, because it's you got the electrolytes. It's what plants want. No, I guess that's Brondo. Never mind.
Mind Jive says Walkabout PSVR 2, the hole-in-one bundle, the game plus 10 courses, 30% off.
Oh wow.
We'll probably get for a few of the courses I don't have and be able to play cross-platform with Quest and PC when I have guests over. Good call, bro.
It's cool, actually. I'm a big believer of the, getting all the courses. Now that I actually did that on Steam and have them all, and now that I got them all, I might as well just pick up the new ones as they come out. Because then you can get the balls, and there's 16, or you get a ball per hole, and not just per hole, but also the night course, and you get the golf clubs, scavenger hunt on every single course, and now some of them have 2 courses or 2 scavenger things, and it's actually pretty cool, man. There's so much depth to that game, and you can get all of it for a cheap, low price. I would say jump on it now, and it's the best miniature golf game I've ever played, and not in or out of VR. So,
you know who gets all the balls, Roots?
My mom!
All at once too sometimes, but I tell her to take it
That's
easy.
true.
Space it out. You don't want to get worn out too early.
You know what her favorite course is? Enter course.
Yeah, that's true. That is her favorite course. 100%.
Anyways, speaking of Quest games coming to PlayStation VR 2, good news, Roots. Ruinsmagus complete. Weaves on the PSVR 2 next month. This from Henry Stockdale at Upload VR. Ruinsmagus is the latest game jumping to PSVR 2, bundling the main game and DLC next month. Released on Quest 2 and PCVR last year, Ruinsmagus is a fantasy RPG dungeon crawler. As a Ruinsmagus guild member, you're tasked with strengthening the guild across various story quests. As seen on the PlayStation Store, Complete includes the Warrior and the Tailor DLC that adds the city center location and a side story focused on a mysterious swordsman, Schneider. Evidenced by the store listing mentioning the English language dub, Ruinsmagus Complete includes April's remix update, a patch that also remixed late game dungeons. As for hardware upgrades, the listing mentions that the headset haptic feedback, adaptive trigger support, 3D audio, and updated vibration patterns. We enjoyed Ruinsmagus in our review last year. We praised the visuals and considered it a warm-hearted adventure, but criticized its repetitive gameplay. And I'm not going to quote the upload quote from their own article a year prior. Roots, we did our own review of this game, and our review was generally positive. The first thing I thought of when I saw this is I specifically remember playing this game on the other platforms and being particularly impressed with how the game looks. It's very crisp and colorful. The 3D depth is amazing, and I think that this game is going to look very good on PSVR 2 in that OLED, 4K OLED display. I mean, it's a fun game to play as well, but my mind immediately went to how's this game going to look in PSVR 2.
Yeah, it's definitely should look really amazing, and it's definitely unique. It's like one of a kind. I don't think there's any games that are like this in VR, period, right? Especially of this genre. And so I guarantee there's going to be people that are chomping at the bit to get in there. And somebody was saying in the chat, I don't know who it is. It's too. I don't even want to lie. It's too much work. But anyway, they were saying that the bosses are super cool in this game. So
the bosses are freaking massive in this game. Well, some of them are. Some of the bosses are huge in this game, but the boss fights are what kind of makes the action part of the game. Which there's a lot of facets to this game. I mean, there's the storytelling, which is dubbed now, which is great. Then there's the locations, which I think our main criticism of the game was that there was no the locations aren't connected. There's load screens in between. But that was really like the most criticism we could muster for it. We had a good time playing this. Pretty challenging, pretty massive dungeons, even if they do get kind of samey after a while. But the gameplay is very unique to this game, challenging and fun. And I think you said it's one of a kind in VR, which is becoming more and more rare as time goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark Smith says it looks like Zenith, but better. Yeah, it looks like and plays better and looks better and actually has a plot to it. Actually, Zenith's not too bad. I guess Radiant said he went back into Zenith and had a pretty good time with his family and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, Zenith's a good game. I mean, it's a pretty deep game. Like, there's a lot of stuff in Zenith, like a lot of different things that you can do in Zenith. And being able to get in there with 50 of your friends, I mean, that's pretty rare in VR.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Zenith's a solid game. I felt like it was a little bit overrated when it launched, but I feel like it's kind of underrated now. People kind of got sick of it and went away from it, and now it really don't get the credit that it does deserve. So it's a good game.
Yeah. We'll see how long it lasts. Like you said, it's been around for a while, and it's good. So.
Ruinsmagus is definitely more my speed, though. Like, it's not a multiplayer game, but it's a very good, very well polished fantasy RPG game that is kind of reminiscent in a lot of ways of the games that we played when we were growing up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we want, right? Something that actually has some depth to it. That's that's fun and has that nostalgia factor. And for anybody that likes this type of game genre, now I think we asked before: are you a dubbed person, Wes, or are you more like you like to read the captions? I guess or
Yeah, I
was it?
don't watch anime, Roots.
Oh,
I don't watch it.
yeah, me neither. But in general, I still don't. I don't want to read a movie or something. I'd rather hear acting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a plus in this game now that it's dubbed over, that we don't have to read as much. Is a plus for sure.
Yeah.
Looper says the skill tree and weapon variety is too minimal to call it an RPG.
RPG
Um,
light. That's the thing. Is like, and it depends on what your definition is. And you're right. It is 100% two thing. But for VR, it is what it is. But if it was flat, then yeah, you would never call it an RPG because it's just not. I was looking at the skill trees for Path of Exile, Wes, and which is kind of like Diablo 4, and it is just insane. And yeah, that's
yeah, see that intimidates me. I don't want that. I don't.
it's too much.
I
I
don't.
think.
Yeah, I don't get into all that grinding. Even if even if you do bring friends in with you, it's too much for me. Like, I like some of it, but like I don't like I want to be able to finish a game before I lose interest in it, and in repeating a cycle of grinding, leveling up, beating a boss, grinding, level up, like that gets old after the third or fourth round for me. So yeah. Mark Smith says the Cyber Ninja's pretty sweet. I like the bow, and yeah, we need to get back in the Zenith Roots. I haven't played it on PSVR 2 yet, and I hear it's pretty decent. So, and now the Cyber Ninja's there, and there's new content and dungeons and all kinds of shit we haven't looked at yet.
It's true. Yeah.
Um,
Been a while.
Paul at Mississippi Gamecat, or I'm sorry, Paul at Mississippi Gamecat. Okay, so it is right this time. MISSISSIPP. Okay. Paul at Mississippi Gamecat 445 says, Wes, did you ever play Ultima Exodus on NES? I never did play Ultima. I remember people being like super into Ultima back then. There were a bunch of those games. I was always more of a Final Fantasy guy. I like Dragon Warrior. I like Chrono Trigger. I did play quite a few of these RPG style games back then, but Ultima I never got into.
Yeah, me neither.
So no, sorry, but I do remember Ultima kind of being the one that I talk to people about the games that I'm playing, and you should try Ultima. And there's like, there were a lot of them on another platform. That most of them I don't think came to the Nintendo platform, which probably has something to do with the reason why I didn't play it so much, because I was always a Nintendo guy.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, Ruinsmagus is awesome, and it's coming to PSVR 2, which should mean, doesn't always mean, but it should mean that it's awesome at Roots.
Yeah, should be right.
We'll see. We'll see. I have faith. This game was high quality on the other platforms. I'm sure it won't disappoint on PlayStation VR 2.
So that's the thing I was thinking about, about what we were talking about, the headsets and the Pro versus the PlayStation VR 2, and it's all dependent on the developers and whether they like the headset's hardware is there to utilize to make it the best. It's just, will they do it? Because the ones that do make it phenomenal, and I agree, these developers probably will, but that's the question for every game, right? It's like we always think, okay, this is the superior visuals. Well, is it? Will the developers make it? That's why Eric was so frustrated with Incuvo. It's like, man, you fucking missed the chance to make this an amazing game. Instead, you did the lazy version, and that sucks.
Which, by the way, shout out to Incuvo. Immediately following our episode, Roots, they sent me an email and sent us a key.
Did
So
they?
thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. That's cool.
They apologized. They apologized, and I accept their apology.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Nobody's owed anything, and think timing is everything. And sometimes we miss emails all the time, right? Well, you probably don't. But you jump on.
No, I do. I'm super late sometimes at getting back to these emails. Like, especially since I started working at Impact, and now I have another email address that I have to keep up with. Like my virtual stranger stuff, like I basically spend a day. Like used to, I would be in there every day sending and answering emails. Pretty much now, I have a day a week that I spend a few hours doing virtual strangers emails, and then I kind of get back to everyone that has messaged me over the last 7 days. So I'm not the best about it anymore.
Well, you're busy, you know. You get it done
Sure.
when it's time, when it's meant to be.
I gotta find some time, bro. It's time to start planning for that 2023 show. We're getting into that Q4 range almost now, so we got to start planning. We got to start collaborating and putting together a show.
Start doing it
most
now.
epic,
Yeah,
the most epic of VR shows. It takes a while to build that.
that's true. That's very true. And you know, a 24-hour show is going to be crazy. Oh wait, we're not going 24 hours, but
Nope.
well, last time Wes
Yep.
is like, we're not. What did you say? And it ended up going way longer than we thought it was going to be. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said we're not doing 14 hours, and we didn't. We didn't do that this year, but it went long.
yeah.
Anyways, that's a lot. Let's bounce away from PSVR 2 for just a moment and talk about some other stuff. Popular metal band TesseracT launches an original VR game. This is from Kyle Melnick at VR Scout. Unlock music from the band's new album by completing a variety of strange puzzles. The award-winning progressive metal band TesseracT this week released an original immersive experience for VR headsets entitled War of Being. Named after the group's 2023 album, this single-player experience immerses you in a visual conceptualization of the group's latest full-length record. Available now on PC VR headsets via Steam VR, War of Being has you exploring an exotic location known as the Strangeland. Here you'll find an assortment of strange landscapes inhabited by an equally strange cast of characters. The game features 6 surreal environments in total, each with its own unique details. As you navigate the in-game world, you'll be tasked with solving various puzzles. Every time you complete a challenge, you'll unlock new music from the new album. You can also discover massive obsidian monuments of each of the 5 band members to learn a little bit more about each musician. War of Being is available now for $5.99 on PC VR headsets via Steam VR. Still on the fence about purchasing? Take a look at what others have to say about the progressive metal band's otherworldly musical experience. And then it goes on to list a few quotes here of people praising this experience. Roots, this thing looks like a game I would want to play. Forget that the music sounds awesome and forget that this game was developed by the band themselves, which is crazy to me. This looks pretty cool, man. And for $5.99, I'll take a shot at it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you were saying, which is funny, the trailer said that it was early footage, and it actually looked really good. So like, it's whatever the final game is going to look even better. So yeah, it looked super cool.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is that this is early access, and if you go to the Steam page and start reading on it, like they're going to flesh this out into a full-fledged VR puzzle game, which is crazy to me, considering this is basically just promo material for their new album, which it's working because I haven't even played the thing yet, and I've never heard of this band, but their music sounds cool. It's not like typical European metal, which can be hit and miss. This sounds like Tool type metal. Like this is like rock. It's like hard rock. And it sounds really good from the little bit that we got to experience from the trailer.
Did you get the album? Wes is like, yeah, I've already booked tickets. I'm going to their concert. And,
No, I haven't played it yet, but I don't know, man. Friday's coming up quick. Maybe we give it a look for Friday.
yeah, absolutely. Looks pretty cool. Definitely looks different. And like Sion was saying, it looks like reminds him of Talos Principle.
Yeah, well, I mean, Talos Principle stands in pretty high regard among VR puzzle fans. So if it can hold a candle anywhere close to Talos Principle, then that's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks better than the Bjork VR experience. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all subjective what type of music you like, right? Wes is like, nah, I want
I
some
like
rock.
Bjork.
Okay.
I like Bjork. She's a weird little person, but some of her music's actually pretty good. I like weird stuff. By
Yeah,
the
who
way.
doesn't?
'Cause
You
you
know,
didn't
you know who really likes weird stuff?
My mom!
Yeah, it's like the weirder the better.
Samson 143 VR says I'm about 2/5 of the way through it. So that's weird. So it has 6 levels and he's 2/5 through it. So he's like done 2 levels and then a little bit more, I guess. Are
you talking about the VR game, or are you talking, Samson, about the people were also talking about Baldur's Gate 3, so I don't know if he was one of the people or not.
Oh, that might be it.
Wes, I've been
Could be
watching
it.
videos on that game, and I really think it would be cool to play it in VR because it's kind of like Demeo in a sense, because obviously it's a role playing, it's Dungeons and Dragons. You got the cards, you're rolling the dice and everything, but you can do anything. Like these people, the video I watched, they just went in and just slaughtered the entire village, everybody. Like you can quest givers, main people in the like if somebody's a main person in the story, you can just kill them. It doesn't matter. There is no limits. I wouldn't, not advocating to have sex with a bear, but you can have sex with a bear. Like you can do just about anything as far as I know in that game. And yeah, it's crazy.
Who doesn't want to have sex with a bear?
yeah, it's definitely a very desirable thing for sure.
I saw a new Walking Dead game today, Roots. It's not a VR game. It's a traditional game, but it's from the television series The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And the premise of the game is that you get to decide what happens in the main story arc. So you can change the story and see what happens.
That's pretty cool, actually.
What if Shane killed Rick in season 2? That sort of thing, instead of Rick killing Shane. Spoiler alert.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And Samson says, "Nah, I was talking about TesseracT." So he was actually talking about it. Last puzzle he solved. Said 2 of 5. So maybe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How is it, Samson? Is it as cool as it looks? Does it run okay? Is it fun? It looks cool. Techniglitch says, would be sick if bands made their own games. Running Man from the Iron Maiden. Yeah, I know. What if there was a Motorhead poker game?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Somebody said something about Pink Floyd The Wall. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd probably be a boring game, but
it'd be a really good experience.
That's
right?
true.
To watch.
And like if you played it at the same time you were watching the Wizard of Oz, it would be crazy. you
That's
know?
right. That would be crazy, dude. I don't know if you could do that though. That would be too crazy.
Tesseract beginning part of the trailer sounds scary to me. I am the nightmare.
Hmm.
Yeah, some people say stuff like that. It don't scare me though, Chatty.
No, please.
Don't
Wes
scare
is
me.
like Wes is going to become his nightmare. So
Roots. I so want to just say it right now, but I'm not going to. You know what I mean, right?
yeah.
I'm sure you know what I mean. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to poke the bear, bro. I don't want to poke the bear. But I do want to have sex with the bear.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping Baldur's Gate 3 eventually comes to VR. Then we can do it. That'd be cool.
Oh man. All right. So okay. Well, I guess we should probably move on. I was going to kind of wait and see if Samson gave us a little bit of a review, but tune in Friday and I'll tell you if it's any good or not, because I'm going to go play the damn thing and see if my $6 was well spent. But on that note, we do have another headline to talk about before we get into the week's reminders.
The Mars is a prison planet filled to the brim with resources and savage inhabitants. Eliminate the leader of shell dogs and see to it that our space bridges remain safe.
Do what you're told, and I'll make sure everything goes right. The fish rots from the head. Cut it off.
The day you've been awaiting has finally come.
Combat criminals in the bursts post-apocalyptic world. This from Upload VR. Sent to a desert prison planet, you know you must keep your guard up. Enemies are hiding at every turn and they're not messing around. These aren't your regular miscreants either. These are hardcore convicts looking to conquer the planet through a rising rebellion. Eradicate the gang leader controlling the tyranny and her group of misfits in The Burst by Go Rapid Studio. Go Rapid Studio was started by some developers who've worked on games you might be familiar with. Damage is a colony planet with the deep space territories of the United Coalition of Earth. In the past, Damage was an industry hub, rich in rare amplinium deposits. With time, however, this abundance was why Damage fell victim to a conflict and an eventual orbital nuclear bombing, the Burst. Now the United Coalition of Earth is keeping the colony under control, with convicts working their bones off in the mines for food and supplies. As a former military member, you understand the use of restraint, but you also know that this isn't the time to hold back. Violence must be fought back with violence. Combine prowess and weaponry to the best of your ability, and you might have a chance at redemption. This high-energy VR shooter will grab your attention immediately and keep your heart racing through each encounter. Players who enjoy moving around will appreciate the intuitive, parkour-style mobility that you'll have running up virtual walls and surfing the rails. More options become available as you progress through the game, including a grappling hook and a reverse trike named Mirage. Like any great survival game, scavenging is essential to the success of your overall mission. While you may have a gun, ammo can be scarce, but the environment is interactive. Explore abandoned camps and settlements and grab anything like crates, random junk, and deserted weapons. Use the simple game mechanic of pull and throw to weaken anyone in the path of a successful mission. It's not just your brawn that will see you through. You'll need to discover new sub-locations between firefights, push and pull objects, and solve puzzles. Despite it being a shell of what it once was, this distant post-apocalyptic desert is full of secrets and surprises. Want to know more about the Burst? Make sure to head over to Go Rapid Studios YouTube and Twitter channels to give them a follow, as well as join the Discord server. Expect the Burst is to release on Steam and other platforms in the future, and in the meantime, make sure to wishlist it and stay tuned for updates. Roots, this is a sponsored post on Upload VR, and what that means is that the developer paid for this article to be published and most likely wrote it themselves. That's crazy to me because this game looks pretty freaking awesome. You would think that a mere press release would have been enough to get them some coverage. I think this looks like a really cool VR game.
Yeah. Well, some people just actually consider marketing as part of the getting the game out there, right? So they just pay and they say, you know what, we're going to get this spot and we're going to show people how amazing our game is. And people, I mean, everybody in the chat saying how good it looks. They want to check it out. It definitely, it looks fast paced. I like the fact that it talks about being, you know, unlocking different stuff, have a kind of a skill tree type of thing, I guess. Right. So yeah, I think the gameplay looks fun.
Seems multifaceted. Like it seems like, you know, on the surface, it seems like a pretty straightforward action game. But when you read through it, there's a pretty decent progression system going on here. You know, at first I thought it might be like arena based, but apparently not. Apparently you're running through levels and finding sub locations. It seems like there's actually a lot going on here. It very well could be that it's going to be a while before we see this game launched. But it looks good. I do wonder where these developers are from. They put a line in there stating that this game is being made from people who've worked on games that you've heard of, but they don't mention what games those are or who these people are. So like, okay, thanks for telling me that maybe I've heard of these people or these games. Maybe be a little more specific. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, or maybe you wouldn't. It seems very odd. It's funny because you said that and then you didn't say it, and I looked and I was looking for it. I was like,
yeah,
it's not there. What the hell? That is very weird, you know. But you know, it's just maybe they just got left out somehow, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, this looks awesome. This looks like it looks like a next gen VR game that's going to be on next gen VR systems, most likely. Like, hopefully, anyway. I don't want this to be held back by the savior of VR Quest 2. But on Quest 3, this thing could be pretty cool. And on PSVR 2, that could be certainly awesome. It looks, it's got some elements in there that remind me of Ghost Runner. Neon White, I kind of think of when I see the way that you're kind of running through these levels. It reminds me a little bit of that Neon White VR mod that we played a few months back. A lot of cool looking stuff in here. Looking forward to learning more about this. So yeah, I'll probably be following them on their socials.
Yeah. Guido says Swarm meets Gambit. Yeah, it definitely looks pretty cool. I think it looks the action looks even faster paced than Gambit. So.
Mark Smith says Synapse meets Fract. Yeah, I can see that a little bit too.
Yeah.
Awesome Tatum says, I missed it as a Quest game. Only announced for Steam at the moment, but they did mention other platforms as well. I would imagine if it's going to be a Quest game, it'll probably be a Quest 3 game. Have you guys seen Project Terminus on Steam? I have seen Project Terminus.
I thought we played that or tried it or something. I thought we did.
We talked about it.
Or we talked about it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. They just got its third and final act, actually. So yeah, if we want to play it, this might be the time. Too bad we have so much stuff coming out this week, Roots.
Yeah, that's very true. Look, Between Realities VR podcast. Rick Scarbaz. If you didn't check that out last week, here it is.
Who doesn't want to know what Rick Scarbaz is up to?
Yeah, who doesn't want to see Alex and Skiva on a spaceship? Talking, I don't know. They don't go as deep into like all the weird AI stuff as we do, but they could. They just
we have been diving into the AI a little bit lately. People who have been tuning out and not watching our gameplays are missing out, Ruuts.
yeah, because we're actually just having a good conversation. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, me too. That's what I think sets our gameplays apart, Ruuts, is that we're there together talking as I die repeatedly.
That was crazy, right? Mind Drive says test message. Tried to send a message recommending a great free 180-degree 3D rock show on Quest, but doesn't seem to get through the chat. Well, if you're trying to link, you can't link something, but yeah, we see it for sure.
Yeah, I didn't see anything come up, Mind Drive, that I could approve, or I
Yeah.
would have. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe put it on the Discord. Tag people. You have my blessing.
Yes.
You can tag everyone if you want.
Tag them all.
Anyway, as I was saying, this week would be a good week to try Project Terminus if it weren't for all the stuff that's coming out this week.
Okay, you're in. Your objective is to get me into their servers so I can collect more intel. Access points located. Get me in so I can start the hack. Firewall is down. You're about to have company. Flashbang, look alive. There are multiple hostiles moving on your position. Go, go, go! Head to the objective now. Hurry up. Get to the laptop and start the hack. We got what we came for. See you back at the base. Raven out.
PlayStation.
Revealing first details on new Firewall Ultra PvE mode, Exfil. This is from the PlayStation blog. Today, we're pumped to reveal one of the biggest evolutions to the Firewall franchise by sharing new details on Firewall Ultra's player versus environment PvE game mode, Exfil. This brand new PvE game mode aims to challenge players in a group across every map that is available in-game to offer an unprecedented level of variety and excitement to the Firewall experience. In this blog, we're going to break down the new Exfil mode and why we're so excited for everyone to check it out when Firewall Ultra launches exclusively for PlayStation VR 2 on August 24th. If you missed our gameplay trailer and addition details, then you weren't paying attention 2 seconds ago when I played it. You can check that out at this link, including info on what's included with the Digital Deluxe Edition, or head over to the PlayStation blog's hands-on report to learn more about how the game plays. The Firewall franchise is well known in VR for its pulse-pounding gameplay without respawns, intense firefights across an assortment of maps, and deep customization and progression. All those pillars are carried over into the new PvE Exfil mode, but this time with a focus on challenging AI enemies. What is the Exfil mode? In Exfil, you and up to 3 other players will set out on missions to secure data on 3 laptops, which is a big change from the single laptop in our PvP mode, Contracts. You can read more about the PvP mode here. We've designed each map to accommodate both PvE and PvP game modes, so you're always uncovering new pathways through levels and finding great flanking spots to take out enemies. When you first load into a mission in Exfil, you'll hack into one of 2 available access points to reveal the laptop locations and then make your plan of attack. Will you try to split up and cover more ground as a squad, or will you stick together to cover each other's backs? Do you plan to sneak through the corridors and try to remain undetected for as long as possible, or will you roll up guns blazing to wage war? The choice is yours, since every level in Exfil is like a miniature playground with a wide assortment of options and possible scenarios. Once the laptops are revealed, they will appear at spawn points from a dynamic set of locations. So when you replay levels, it's not repetitive. You'll need to be careful in this mode though, because the AI patrols are deadly. At the start of a mission, the enemy units won't know your location, so they'll simply be preoccupied patrolling around the map. Once you initiate a hack and start firefights, that's when things get more intense. Reinforcements equipped with various weapons will dynamically converge on your position from around the map in unique ways to keep you on your toes. AI enemies also have an assortment of gadgets at their disposal, similar to players, with the ability to throw out grenades, lay traps, breach rooms by kicking down doors, and even deploy C4 charges. These aren't your run-of-the-mill AI bots that just run into the line of fire blindly. They take cover, flank you, and react to your moves intelligently. If you manage to hack all 3 laptops and secure the intel, this is when things escalate. You and your squad must make it to the Exfil zone and hunker down to survive until your evacuation completes. This is the hardest part of the match, as enemies converge on your location and give you everything they've got. For players that manage to make it out alive, they'll be rewarded with in-game currency, and hopefully they'll have completed a few Black Road dealer assignments as well. More on that later. Firewall Ultra is designed as the kind of game you can keep coming back to again and again over time on your PSVR 2 and consistently find something fresh and new to do and see. As a live service title, this means constant updates with new content such as maps, weapons, and contractors, as well as redesigns for locations like the shooting range and safe house lobby environment. We want this to feel like a living, breathing world that evolves over time. Just like the world of Firewall Ultra is 5 years into the future from the previous Firewall title, as time goes on, Firewall Ultra itself will also see changes. The wait is almost over since Firewall Ultra launches exclusively for PSVR 2 on August 24th, 2023 at $39.99 US for the standard edition and $59.99 US for the digital deluxe edition. Pre-orders are live now so that you can be ready to dive into all the new PvE Exfil mode to put your skills to the test or squad up for 4v4 PvP matches. Hype, 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 Roots. It's Firewall week. It's time to play Ultra, bro. I can't wait to play this game.
I know. And you know what the best part is too is we're so close that I don't have to go back to the old version to get ready for it. It's 4 days. I'm not going back to the PlayStation VR.
Nope.
Not happening.
Never again. Never again. I'll probably never pick it up again.
Never, unless you get a hankering for Astrobot or something, you know. Like but this game, no. But why would you play it? This is going to be way better on the PlayStation VR 2. And
I'm starting to question the decision, Roots. And, you know, we were talking on the last episode whether or not we should pay the extra $20 to get that season 1 content.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling it now, man. We should get the extra season 1 content, but we got nobody's giving us any tips today, Roots. I don't think we can afford it.
Is that, oh my God. Yeah, that's the thing. Is there, are you able to upgrade it before, or is it too late?
Well, here's the thing. I had problems with checking out last time, so I didn't actually pre-order it yet.
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered it yet either. So I guess it's up in the air.
We could do it. What do we want to do, Roots? Do we want to go all the way? We can go all the way.
You know who loves going all the way?
I do.
And you know who else who loves it when her exes fill her?
My mom!
Who's saying exes? I'll tell you what. My inner Alex VR that's sitting on my shoulder is saying, "Do it, Roots. Do it. You want that skin? you're going to want that skin 6 months from now, a year from now. People are going to see that skin, and they weren't going to be able to get that pre-order skin, right?
We're
Well, I
going to get
guess
early access to
Oh,
4
yeah.
contractors, though.
I guess
it's not
no,
just all
that's the thing.
cosmetic.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I guess just the pre-order, regular pre-order, you get the skin too, right? Yeah. No, I mean that's the thing. You're gonna have an advantage over everybody else that doesn't have it. So why would you not, right?
Looper the Gamecast says, "Are you saying no to October Hilly Eilish?" No. I was saying that I'm never going to play. I'll probably never play the original Firewall again. I'm not saying I'm not going back to my PSVR 1 ever again.
Yeah, that was a
definitely
Roots
be doing
inference. I inferred that, and that is not what he said for sure.
Jim Perona with the 199. Jim Perona actually took the hint on the last episode and contributed to this this fund, our Firewall fund. Thank you, Jim, for the 199. Got to have that season 1 content. I think you just talked me into it, Roots.
Yeah, I know that's what everybody says. And why not, right? It's $20, and do you like the developers? I love these developers. They're somebody you can stand behind. So why not give them extra cash, right? Everybody.
Well, maybe not Jagano so much, but I kind of like Frank. So
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Everybody go out there and buy the deluxe edition version of this game. Because I think you should you're gonna want this stuff anyway, and why not help support them even more than you already are, right? So.
Awesome Tatum says, LOL, I regret not pre-ordering the Super Ultimate Edition. I know, right?
Well, thank God you couldn't get in there, Wes. Like, it didn't work out for a reason. Now Wes is going to... And what? MASH didn't, though, right? We talked him out of it?
Oh, no. MASH, he pre-ordered the Deluxe Edition, yeah.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. It's done for him. Even though he's not going to get a play because he's in Germany. So... while he's playing demos of unreleased VR games, we're going to be here in Unreal Engine 5 fragging it up, bro.
Yeah, when he's slumming it with unreleased stuff that we don't get to play, it's probably going to be pretty cool. And he's going to be in Germany. That's pretty cool, too.
He's going to be demoing Power Wash Simulator, Rich.
Oh, my God. See, that's the thing. Well, I'm gonna buy it. He thinks he's better than me. I don't know which button it is. I think it's... Nah, I'm not even going to do it. I'm still a little messed up on my buttons since I lost them. So.
You know who else is messed up on their buttons, Roots?
I know where that one is. Yeah, she is. She's messed up.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you, brother. Roots, so here's the thing. Like, maybe there's other stuff coming out this week, but none of it matters. So I didn't list anything else on here that is coming out this week. But... I thought that it would be good to offer a little solace for those out there who aren't playing on PSVR 2 this week. So why don't we do that?
Introducing Ship. This map features an ESDF transport vessel that was discovered by Revolter Intelligence. It is suspected of carrying a potentially dangerous payload. Each deck of the ship has a distinct purpose. The lowest deck is the beating heart of the ship, with engines and machinery whirring away to keep the vessel moving. On the middle deck, you can find the crew's quarters, filled with everything they need to stay operational. Finally, the upper deck is the brain of the craft, dedicated to command and navigation. And if you ever get lost, you can follow the red pipes on the ceiling that always flow towards central hubs near staircases. Ship is available now.
Features introduces a new bomb defusal and control point map. This from Henry Stockdale, Upload VR. The latest Breachers update is now available, adding a new bomb defusal and control point map. Simply called Ship, this map features an ESTF transport vessel believed to be carrying a dangerous payload. You can see the map in action below. Not really, but you can see it in the trailer we just played. But that's not all. Detailed in a Discord server devlog, this new Breachers update includes economy changes, balance adjustments, and bug fixes to the 5v5 tactical shooter. Triangle Factory has also implemented moderation changes through ToxMod. Released in April, this marks another major update for Breachers following last month's introduction to Control Point. In this game mode, Enforcers and Revolters have access to the exact same weapons and gadgets, while both teams will fight to hold designated rooms to gain points, said Triangle Factory at the time. In June, a separate minor update added party queuing and a revamped Friends menu. Breachers is now available on Quest 2, Pico, and PSVR platforms. So there you have it, Roots. It's not all bad if you don't have a PSVR 2. You now have, what is this, the 4th map for Breachers that's out now?
Yeah, that's 4, and they needed like 7 more. And that's the thing. It's actually really good that they've got another map. I see this. I know Ryan Brandon said this map's really good. He's been playing some Breachers, and it kind of reminds me of the Call of Duty, that one. I think it's called I can't remember. It's a yacht or whatever. But I don't know. This game is like, what's the difference between? It's just you go to the same spot or designated spot and you breach, and then you sit in the room and you defend it. My problem with this game is I just don't like the bomb defusal thing, and I probably never will. But for people that love it, it looks cool. It looks like a really cool map. Doesn't look.
I know I've played.
Okay.
I'll tell you what though, I've played Control Point in other games, and it's pretty fun. Have you ever played Control Point?
Yeah, Control's a lot better because it's kind of what I like. It's changing. It's everybody's constantly moving. And that's the thing. It's like I love how that's working. I assume it's a different respawn rate, right? Like there's no die and you actually can respawn that in Control, right. Correct? Yeah. Yeah, so that I would like. And don't get me wrong, the game is Breachers. Like somebody said that last time I said this, and I get that. Like just because I don't like that mode doesn't mean that it's not good and that people don't love it. I'm more of a fast-paced. I love respawning. I don't like unless it's like a battle royale. Then it's different for me. That I love. You're dropping down, and every run is different because of what you find in your weapons, and everybody's spawning in different places. But yeah, no, it looks like a cool map, and hopefully they get more maps because they really need it. They should have dropped with more than 4 or 3 to begin with, and but that being said, it's cool that they got this 4th one. So
it's a pretty good game. I do like the kind of plant the bomb and defend type of gameplay. My thing with Breachers is that I feel like the maps need to be a bit bigger, and that there needs to be more variability with the spawn points. It's like there's only a handful of spawn points in these maps, so like you're playing the same ones over and over and over again, and I mean, for what it is, it worked. Like basically for me, this game was meant to get me through until Firewall Ultra came out, and it served that purpose well. We're here now.
Well, and then like Firewall, looking at Firewall, like you were saying, it's Unreal Engine 5. It looks really good, and the depth with all the operators, and you know what I mean. There's just a lot more depth to it, and so that would be more appealing to me. And but yeah, no, I disagree 100% with JS. I think Respawn, for me, I love Call of Duty. I love like objectives, capture the flag, domination, whatever it is. But to each their own. Some people like that simulator, like you only have one life, and you die, you die. Maybe it's because I'm not as good as I'm going to die a lot, but I'm going to take that flag. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go take A from you, and I might die doing it, but I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to hold it, the next time I come back and kill you. So I don't know.
Who likes to hold D, Brutes?
My mom!
Yeah, she loves it. She not only loves to hold it, well, I'm not going to go there.
Prophecy 777 with the $2.99 Australian. Do it. Go deluxe. Thank you. I will.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Prophecy 777.
Road TR says, "Have you played Firewall before?" I have played Firewall, and it's cool. I like Firewall better than Breachers. I think Breachers was pretty cool. It had its uniqueness, and I just like Wes said, it was a good way to tide yourself over. I just like more deep, in-depth games, and that Firewall is definitely a lot more in-depth as far as
Yeah, a
the
lot more
whole scope of it.
progression, more maps, bigger maps, like pretty much on every level. The one thing Breachers had is it had a few gadgets and stuff that you don't have in Firewall, but Firewall has its own gadgets, so like
That's
it
true.
was pretty cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
One thing Dave Curry says, and it's a good point, it says, I mean, no real videos of the game being played. Even Crossfire had Nathy play it. So have you seen any footage of the gameplay? I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be good, but, I mean, you always have to wonder exactly.
I haven't seen anything from third parties. Then the trailer that we just watched, that was gameplay. It was in-game gameplay, but no, nothing from third parties. They're not sending out keys. Like even the people who are getting keys aren't getting them until launch day. I don't know why. Probably because they don't want people to pick it apart and then not pre-order it, if I had to guess. But I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
that is kind of sometimes can be worrying.
This is
This
is what I go back to. This is what part of my whole rant about the negativity in the VR space right now. Because if they let people play Firewall, someone's going to be uber negative about it just for clicks. And then, that those people are going to see that review and they're all going to start echoing what that reviewer said like it's the fucking gospel. And before you know it, there's going to be a narrative out there that the game sucks, whether it's true or not.
Well, but
And
you can have the opposite. If a game's super good, people are talking about, everybody's raving about it, and it does very well. I mean, you're always
Well, I
going to
mean,
have
possible-
detractors, right? So
Possible, but that's a gamble. That's a gamble if you've got a game up for pre-order, putting it out there like that, because I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Again, games get unfairly criticized and get a false narrative built around them.
yeah, I guess only time will tell. I mean, I can't. The original game was really good, so I can't imagine this version's not even better. So,
I absolutely believe it's going to be better. Absolutely. Anyways, that's not the only update, the only significant update that came out this week, Roots. There was a couple more, actually. Phasmophobia Ascension update revamps progression on Steam VR. This again from Henry Stockdale at Upload VR. Phasmophobia revamps progression with the Ascension update, adding a new leveling system and equipment tiers on Steam VR. Available in early access, Ascension brings Phasmophobia to version 0.9, and Steam details considerable changes. That chiefly focuses on a new leveling system that implements new rates of progression, new unlocks, and a prestige system. Developer Kinetic Games explains that making the system function requires resetting current players to Prestige 1, while new players start at Prestige 0. Detailing Ascension's changes further, equipment items now have 3 tiers and cost a large sum of money to unlock. DOTS evidence has been refactored from the ground up. Rewards have been adjusted, and Kinetics replaced the original training mission with a new warehouse. Moderation settings were also expanded, letting you block other players. Regarding Steam VR specific changes, Phasmophobia now supports Quest Pro and Vive Focus 3 headsets and adds improved support for new HTC VR headsets. A fade has been added for VR head collisions. VR Smooth Monitor View has been renamed to Social Screen Mode, and Ascension removes a distortion for VR parabolic microphone glass. However, we aren't any closer to learning when Kinetic Games will bring Phasmophobia to PSVR 2. Announced in June alongside flat screen releases on Xbox Series S and PS5, Kinetic confirmed the console releases plans were on track for late August, though a specific release date remains unknown. We'll keep you informed as soon as we hear more. Phasmophobia out now for PCVR on Steam Early Access. Roots, they just keep on keeping on, getting this thing better and better and better and better, it seems like. Like the game that they showed in that trailer there is not the game that we played.
No, it's been a couple years. What's kind of impressive about this, these developers, I guess, of this game in general is, it started as a game that became popular because of streamers, right? Like a lot of streamers on Twitch streaming it, and so they got a lot of people buying the game and a lot of money poured in. And this is usually when developers are, sailing off for the sunset, right? But they've actually been pouring this time and money back into this game and continually making it better. It's not my type of game, in almost every single way, but for people that love this type of thing, that actually want to be a ghost hunter, and there's so many ghost hunter shows, and like they do it really well. And I guess it's scary for people that are scared from this kind of stuff. I've got the Lord with me, so I'm not scared of it. But it's super cool.
Looper the Underground Game Cat, the most overhyped VR game. Probably so. That doesn't mean it's not good, though. Like, again, we didn't have the best impressions of it, but it was like version 0.2 or 0.3 when we played it years ago, and it was game now, and it looks cool to me. Like, maybe it's a lot better now. I don't know.
You know what would be cool? I think it would be cooler if somehow they could have like real entities in there, and like every once in a while you just get a real scratch or something, or something really happens to you. Then I would be kind of scared.
Ooh,
that would be scary.
Haptics,
yes, a real haptic.
Bhaptic support. I
That's
wonder
true.
if Bhaptics does. I mean, it might already support it. It's possible.
Probably.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Radio Run, another game I could care less about. Hey, Radio Run, you don't like horror games, bro? I thought everybody liked horror games.
Oh yeah, I thought every single person in VR loves horror, is what I've heard. So.
Bad Robo, when I hear a music box and a child laughing in a horror game, I know it's going to be crap. It's such a cliche. Cliche is not necessarily bad, man. When the cliches are good cliches, then we like it. Like,
right. If it's done well.
I mean, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe that child's creepy. I know that big baby in Resident Evil, or was it Resident Evil? I don't know. Which game had the big baby crawling after you, Roots?
I don't know, but that was pretty creepy. Yeah, it can be pretty creepy, for sure.
Yeah.
Too many horror games in VR. I agree there's a lot of horror games in VR, but there's very few that are good, like really good. But I'm not a big horror game person, but I like good games. And so if there's a good story involved, then I'll play it.
October is going to be so awesome, dude, because Madison's coming, and what was that one with the creepy carnival? Happy Funland's coming, and then there's the other one. shit, I can't even remember the name of all. And we're getting like 10 more new horror games. It's going to be awesome.
Switchback.
Love it.
Oh wait, that's one that's new. Not new, but I think I might finish playing through that. So
Oh, it's Village. Yeah, everyone telling me, yeah, that's Village. Yeah, that was creepy, bro. The big baby crawling after you. Village. Numata, thank you, Looper. That was the one I was trying to think of. FNAF 2's coming. That's right. FNAF 2 is coming. Madison's going to be great. Scientifically, the most scary horror game of all time.
it's crazy.
I don't know what kind of scientist that they're relying on that for Roots, but I, for one, followed science. So,
Well, there's a lot of like different types of scientist things that they're doing where they'll, they want to see how, monkeys have sex, or I don't know. There's some really, really good studies that are worth being done for sure.
agreed. Like how bats can transmit viruses to humans. Like, those
Yes.
are
Oh yeah, they need to check that out, man, because let's see
you
if
need
we
to
can
dive super deep on that one.
see if we can make it happen.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Matty Fat Batcat, somehow Dreadhalls VR is still the scariest for me. Dude, that is a scary game. It's very well crafted, even after all these years. The sound design, the level design in that game is just primo, and it's a work of art.
I would love to go into like an actual haunted house in VR that's really good. Why do we not have any really good haunted houses? You know what I mean? Like
Affected the Manor is pretty good, man. Affected the Manor is pretty good. Short, but it's pretty good. And we are getting a new Affected game, by the way, too. People keep forgetting about that one, but it's on the way as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, we're coming down to it, man. Although I do think we have one more update that came out this week that we should tell people about. Yeah, my bad. New Dead Hook update lets you brutally tear apart demons. Dead Hook's first major update lets you directly tear apart demons. Called the Tear Apart Update, this new patch lets you rip through enemies with your hands, also adding a melee combat tutorial to show you how. It also introduces 5 new elite enemies and 2 new ancient weapons. A plasma gun called the Overthrower and an Annihilator submachine gun. Further balancing changes are detailed in the devlog. Released in June, we recommended Joyway's roguelike shooter in our Dead Hook review, offering strong praise for its combat. Dead Hook is now out on Quest. When questioned about a PSVR 2 release, Joyway advised that the Quest version is currently a priority, but we're not closing doors to other platforms, citing challenges in simultaneous development for multiple platforms. Because, Roots, Joyway has a difficult time doing simultaneous development. They would never try that.
Never. Yeah, they got too many things going on already for sure to be deciding to do other platforms. Imagine that nightmare. But yeah, like you said, you were saying between the during the trailer, this is actually a win for them. This is a good game, and it's good to see that it's doing well, and hopefully it does come to PSVR 2, and hopefully Joyway starts to make all their games complete like this, and I know they're actually, I guess they're supporting the Steam version again, right? Isn't it? Or
of Dead Hook.
or not Dead Hook, but what was the original game that it came from that it was based on? Wasn't there a game that was
Yeah,
based
no,
on? Or was I thinking of something
no,
else?
they're not. You're thinking of I've already forgot the name of it, but no, they're not. They're not returning to that. It's dead. But
Damn it.
but I would imagine that this game is going to come to Steam because they gave us a Steam version of it to record content with. So, like the game's playable on Steam. So
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be coming to Steam. But I'm glad to see that they're Outlier. Thank you, Hussein X. I'm glad to see that they're continuing to support this. They got a game that reviewed well, and they're continuing to make it better. It's already super fun. Definitely recommend it $20. And high octane, fast paced. It's like Spider-Man with guns, Roots.
Yeah, it's definitely Spider-Man with guns. Actually, I saw it. There was like somebody they did another. There's been so many Spider-Man with guns out there. I can't wait till Spider-Man actually comes out and there are no guns. Because Spider-Man doesn't use guns. He uses webs.
That's right. He doesn't need
So,
guns.
He doesn't need guns.
All he needs is his web shooters and a sharp tongue, Roots.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see here. Dead Space needs VR. Yes, it does. Michelle B says, Wes, you need to play Devour. People keep telling me, Roots, that I need to play this Devour game. People keep DMing me, like, Wes is an awesome little horror game you can play with your friends. Yeah.
Is it VR? Obviously,
yeah,
I guess.
PC. Yeah, Steam VR.
Okay. I think I've
It's
heard
only a
of
couple
it.
bucks. It's short. It's only a few bucks. You can play with friends, and it's supposed to be really good. People keep saying it's really good.
Everybody's talking about werewolves, too, From Within, right? It's kind of like Among Us, but different.
Some people have been talking about I think Alex VR brought it up recently. That's an old ass game, bro. That's an old game. Yeah.
Well, old.
Decepticon says Devour is banging. You know who else is banging, Roots?
My mom!
Yeah, she is. She's banging and she's tough as well. So
It's true. Anyway, that's what's out this week, Roots. We did it. We made it. 9 games up, 9 games down. We did it. Let's take a look at some viewer comments before we shove off for the week. First we have Friedrich Holger. And for those of you who don't know who that is, this person also goes by the online handle Kabbalistic. This is the person who developed Far Cry VR mod as well as the Half-Life 2 VR mod. So a well-known member of the modding community says, hey, thanks for checking out Far Cry. Glad you liked it. I do have some further improvements planned to hopefully become available over the next couple of weeks. Sideways smiley face.
let me ask
Thank
you this.
you.
Do you think they're going to... He did that Half-Life 2 mod, right? Is this one, do you think... Well, this is not made by Valve, but possibility that Steam also allows a direct mod download for it?
The thing about Half-Life 2 is that Valve owns that one.
Right.
So they have the power to give the blessing on that. So I doubt it.
That'd be cool.
I doubt it.
It
would be cool.
I would like to see it become like a thing where that's the standard. Like you have the ability to at least submit it, and Valve would be smart to allow it, right? Because it helps VR in general to actually have legit VR mods. I don't know.
True. I agree. It would be cool. In a perfect world, that would be the case. But most devs, as you know, don't really truly support these modders. So
Yeah.
not likely to ever happen. And for what it's worth, you can get that Humble Bundle version of the game and mod it with that mod, apparently. We just did it wrong.
What? We did it wrong. Well, that's good because I own the... It gives me a reason to go back into that Windows version that I own.
Yeah, there's a little tiny options button on there, and apparently, as long as you go in there and set it up correctly with the right install path, everything will go where it needs to go, and it'll work. So yeah.
Okay.
Go figure.
Cool.
anyways, yeah, Far Cry VR, a lot of fun. If you want to check out some footage, go to our most recent episode of Strangers in the Night, where I played it for a couple of hours. It's a good mod. It's a hard game to it's got that old school game loop where they're hiding people everywhere and they're all shooting you in the back constantly, but it's fun to play, and it's a very good VR mod. Apparently going to be very much better in the coming weeks. So thank you, Mr. Holger, for checking out the video, and I look forward to checking out your update.
Yeah, thank you for what you do for VR as well. For someone like
For real.
myself that wants legit AAA gaming in VR, like these modders, like him and Luke Ross and Prey Dog are the reasons why we're so far closer to AAA gaming with these hybrid games. So, and in the meantime I get to play these games, so it's cool. Win-win.
Philosic says Far Cry mod is at 0.6.0. The one we played was 5.2, so it's already been updated since we played it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Word. Let's see here. Next we have Go Green Game On 2146. Isn't the PSVR 2 version of Green Hell World linear, as opposed to the more open world version on the PC? It seems like a substantial material change to me beyond graphics. The game may still be good, of course, but I'd definitely like to know why this change came to the PS5 version. There are too many missed opportunities on PSVR 2, and Sony Interactive Entertainment needs to get things in order. All right, I wouldn't exactly call this linear. I mean, in a way, it's linear because the world that you're in has you traveling through like peaks and valleys, and a lot of these mountainsides are unpassable, so you have to kind of follow the path of the water and kind of move up a little bit to go. But it's open world in the sense that you can always go where you want to go. It isn't that you're just going forward the whole time. I would describe it more like it's kind of like a Metroidvania, right? It's in between linear and open world, I would say.
Right. Yeah, it's not like you're not going one direction, but I guess you kind of have to. I mean, I don't know. You can go wherever you want, you said, right? So it's take you a while to get there.
Yeah, so basically the way this works is you end up going south. And let me preface this by saying no matter what direction you go, you have like branching paths that you can go to get there. They typically converge on the same point, but you're not just always walking straight to where you want to go. You have choices. And the paths are very wide. It doesn't feel like you're walking in a line. But so, for example, you start this game by going to a site that's south of your original campsite. When you get there, you can't progress. So you go back to the original campsite, and then you go north from there, and you go north, like all the way up to the top of the map. And then you get the thing that you needed to progress down there. So you go all the way back down the map, and then you progress, and then you start going east on the map, and you literally go east until you actually travel off of the map. Like there's an area of this game that's not even on the map. And then when you get over there, spoiler alert, you find another map, and a whole friggin' other map opens up that's just as big as the first one, Roots, believe it or not. And you travel all over that. So it's a very big world, even on PSVR 2 and Quest. And like I was saying before, it's still, the PC version set up the same way, but the difference is that there's more like wilderness in between the areas that you're traveling to. So, I mean, it's a bit more open in that respect. But as I was saying on Friday, I don't think I want that. Like, as it is right now, the challenge of the game is surviving from story bit to story bit, from area to area. It takes days, as it is on the Quest version, of having to set up camp and stop and hunt and forage and do what you got to do to survive. If you increase that amount of space, even though they do give you more means to survive, there's more animals, there's more kinds of traps and weapons and stuff you can build on the PC version. I don't want that. I get that some people probably would, but for me, I think that would be too much. I'm at my limit with what this version's giving me.
Yeah, I think if you're like really into these type of games, you probably would prefer the PC version. I don't even like survival games in general, so I would never play it on tourist mode, but I'd probably play it one step above it. I just don't like survival games. I don't want it. That's just not fun to me. But for people that like, I get exactly what you're saying, because for when I did play it, it's too much. It's too much stuff. And I don't know, but
yeah, I'm at my limit with this version of it. So, you know, before it came out on PSVR 2, I was kind of the mindset, I hadn't played it that much, and I was kind of the mindset that, oh, it's a shame that everyone can't have the PC version. Now, having played deep into it, I'm glad it's not, because not only do you have the VR gameplay mechanics that are not part of the PC version that are part of this version, but a lot of that tedious survival has been cut out of this version, which I think is a good thing. You know, Ruuts, I played this game another 5 or 6 hours since Friday.
That's crazy. You're not done yet?
Still going. No, still not done.
Well, I mean, I guess, you just found the second map, right?
I just made first contact with those tribesmen that have the skull paints.
Do they have your wife?
Stuff on? No. My wife went to meet with the good tribe people. These are the evil ones.
Wow.
You know what?
Who's good and who's bad? That's very subjective, Wes. I would still think the whole premise
That's true.
of her wanting to just disappear with this, like, it's just a little odd to me. I think she's cheating on you, Wes.
Let me tell you, Ruuts, you know, who's good and who's bad is a subjective question, especially when you consider the fact that I have their cooked flesh in my backpack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. So you're carrying around cooked flesh?
I haven't eaten it yet. I haven't crossed that line.
I haven't eaten. Well, the key word that you said, Wes, is yet. You plan on it, even if you didn't know it.
It's there. It's there if we need it, Ruuts.
Oh,
like I haven't been driven to that point yet, because I'm not evil. But if it comes down to it, it's there. It's always there.
I saw the movie Alive, and they just kind of ate some carcass to get energy, right? Otherwise, they would have never got out of there.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to eat people. Although I don't recommend it. I don't think it would taste very good. That's my thing.
Yeah, I feel sorry for those people at Terminus on The Walking Dead.
Oh, God.
It's going to be a choice, Ruuts. It was going to be a choice. So you can join us or you can be dinner.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I pretty much, that still haunts me. The whole lining up. It's just crazy. That whole thing, that was when the show was amazing. And then it started to go get sideways after like a season or two.
Yeah.
So
they killed Carl, and all went downhill.
Yeah, well, chocolate pudding. Everybody loved the chocolate pudding moment. It's like, fuck you, Rick. And that's when we all took Carl into our hearts, and then they killed him. Oh, spoiler alert. There's somebody out there that's like, what? Oh, fuck, man.
They killed Carl?
I just started watching that. Guido 7335 $10 donation says, been a minute since I donated, didn't forget how. Laugh out loud. You guys are awesome as always. Guido, you're awesome. Always, you're awesome.
Thank you, Guido. That's we're now up to, what is it, $23 toward the Firewall fund over the last 2 episodes. Thank you, everyone, for your donations. Thank you, Guido. You're awesome, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely. Soylent Green, Mickey Bear says, and I agree 100%. Just it's Tuesday. It's Soylent Green Day, Wes. And I guess, no, it's not Tuesday. It's Sunday. Soylent Green Day. And I want my Soylent.
It's a cookbook. A cookbook. Tainted meat. Next we have Joseph Williams 3467. I have seen videos comparing the graphics of Pico 4 PC and PSVR 2 versions of Green Hell from German YouTuber MoFunVR, And the PSVR 2 graphics are night and day better than Pico 4, so I find it hard to believe that Quest 2 would provide a better visual experience than PSVR 2. Either way, definitely a disappointing port, and I hope they invest in improving the visuals, but not getting my hopes up. Okay, so first of all, when you see these videos, they are comparing what we call social screen footage, and that is not what the game looks like in the headset. That is a very cleaned up version of what you're seeing in the headset. All of the artifacts, the aliasing, the draw distances, the smear, none of that comes through to the social screen, and that's what I mean. So absolutely, there are more detailed textures in the PSVR version. There are more assets, so that like there's thicker foliage and greenery in the PSVR 2 version. The problem is when you put the headset on, all of that gets dirtied up by aliasing and smear and reprojection artifacts that just aren't there on the Quest version. So while the Quest version doesn't have as much greenery, while it doesn't have as much detail in the textures, it is crystal clear, and you don't have this layer of dirt all over everything. So that's what I mean by that. It's the same version of the game. The biggest differences are graphical, and it should absolutely look better on the PSVR 2. It just don't. And take this from me, like, I want the PSVR 2 version to be better. I'm a PSVR 2 gamer. It's my favorite platform. It's my favorite headset. I don't feel good about coming on here and telling people that the Quest 2 version looks better and is probably the best way to play this game. I take no joy in that. But again, I have to be honest about it. I am still playing it on my PSVR 2 because one, it's an awesome game, but because two, the Quest 2 is crap. It hurts my face to wear it. Like I would have played it more on Quest 2 if it didn't hurt to play it. PSVR 2 is more comfortable. I like the controllers better. I like the platform better. So in spite of its graphical flaws, I'm many hours into it now, and I'll probably keep going until I finish it because I'm really enjoying it. But it's not as good. It's not. It should be better.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier on the show about the developers, and it's up to the developers to use the hardware, the eye tracking, whatever they have at their disposal to make it look better and amazing, and they didn't. And that's what, I guess, to clarify what I was saying the other day about the Quest Pro visuals looking better than the PlayStation VR 2. It's situational. Did the developers of that said game actually take advantage of the hardware? If they did, it's not going to look better. Because obviously the only thing is, a lot of games on the PlayStation VR 2 have that soft look to them, and that's just doesn't exist on the Quest Pro. That's what I'm talking about, the clarity wise. And for me, it's so clear that I love it, and I wish more developers would utilize at minimum the eye tracking that Sony put in there, right? So I don't know.
As if on cue, our friend Gamertag VR shows up in the chat, says Red Matter 2 is the best example of social screen bullshit. Red Matter 2 is Unreal Engine 4, which outputs at 30 frames per second, but the headset, it's 120 native. You have to listen to the people you trust. I don't know about all that. I do know that Red Matter 2 is fucking beautiful on PlayStation VR 2, and it looks better than any of the other platforms that I tried it on, including Steam with my G2. So
it's a perfect example of what I just said. If the developers actually use the hardware and utilize it, it's arguably probably going to be the best version, right? And what the worst part about the green hell with Inkivo and what Mash said, like they didn't even there's no reason outside of what Wes has already been putting some time into the PlayStation VR 2. But the haptics aren't even there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least you could say, well, the haptics, man, you got the haptics and you've got the adaptive triggers. No, they didn't even use that really. So, yeah.
No, it's a pretty straight 1-to-1 port of the Quest version. pretty much. It's a good game. Still a good game. I'm
Really
still
good
playing
game.
it, still having
Yeah.
a fun time in it, but it's not what we have come to expect from a PSVR 2 port. A standard has been set by a lot of developers making PSVR 2 version the best version of their games, and that's just not the case with this. It's just another version of
Yeah.
the game.
Just another port, unfortunately. A good port. I mean, a good game, but
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Oh, now we come to the part of the show where we ask everyone to please take a moment of their precious time and a couple of their clicks to support these developers by wishlisting a game with us. And I already know I decided during the show today that I'm going to go to Steam and I'm going to wishlist The Burst because I think that's a cool looking game, man. And if they're already paying Upload VR to talk about it, they need our support.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The Burst. I guess I'll do the same thing. Who doesn't love the Burst? You know who does love the Burst? And you know what I'm talking about, Wes.
Yeah, she wants it burst all over her face.
Yeah.
All over the face, Roots.
In the face. For sure. Okay, add to my wish list. It says coming soon. There it is. You know what else is coming soon?
My mom!
Yeah. I wish some of these games would just be honest sometime and say coming a long time from now.
Yeah,
because they're all coming soon, right? And even when they're not coming soon,
it's such a lie, and not really a lie, but it's like, yeah, especially when the games, it's like January and they're 2023, and they're like, yeah, coming out in sometime in 2023. I'm like, oh well, it's only 12 months in the year, so.
Typical Kiwi, has anyone else had the Quest 2 software V56 yet? Just downloaded last night in New Zealand. I think so. I mean, that thing updates so much, man. It's hard to keep up with. I got a new version over the last week or two, so that's probably it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I don't use it that much. I just don't. I get in there every now and then to check out a game for a few minutes for work or for a show, but I don't just go to it to game anymore.
That makes you wonder too, because I was thinking about this too, about the Quest 3, because a lot of people are, are you going to play this? Are you going to use the Quest 3 more or whatever? And this is just my mindset, and a lot of people feel differently, but I really don't care about Quest games for the most part, unless it's an exclusive that I can't play anywhere else, or we're talking about it, that version of the game. I'm going to play it on PC, or I'm going to play it on PlayStation VR 2. And so I don't really care what the game looks like on the Quest, if it's a better version or how it looks better. So I won't be going to my Quest 3 for that. So it just makes me...
I will say this, though. I looked at the Quest coming soon page today. Jeez, dude. It is stacked with good-looking games. Now, most of them we will be playing on Quest 3, I'm quite sure. But, man, there's a lot of good-looking stuff on there. Which is good. It's been a while since Meta gave us some stuff to play, so
yeah,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the thing too. I guess I take for granted that you wouldn't, because you might feel differently. Quest 3 is going to have pancake lenses, and that is a big game changer to me. Not having the Fresnel rings, the God rays, and just the clarity. It's a game changer to me.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Coming soon. Oculus Connect or Meta Connect or Facebook Connect. The Connect event is next month, Roots, and we're gonna get all the deets then.
I can't wait. Gamer tags off to Gamescom in 6 hours. Nice. That's awesome, GT. And what are your thoughts about Vegas in January? Are you coming to CES, or are you going to be the only CruCast member that's not going to be there? Are you going to be the holdout?
We could do CruCast live, all in the same place at the same time, GT.
How cool would that be?
How cool would that be, GT?
It starts. We got several months to work on him. I think he's going to be coming. You got to go, GT. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. All right. That's enough peer pressure. GT has to come. He's already decided.
That's right.
Confirmed.
GT's
going to be there.
Right here tonight. He's going.
And that brings us to our final set of reminders this week and every week, and that is how you can support us, our channel, our community, and our deluxe edition of Firewall Ultra. You can do so by subscribing if you haven't done so already, ringing the bell. That way you can stay up to date with all of our latest episodes and content, all of our latest deep dives and gameplays of mods that no one knows how to install properly except for us. We're the experts. But if you're already doing that, you can support us monetarily on Patreon. And in exchange for that, I'll give you access to our weekly show notes, which is everything we talk about on the show linked up with videos, and then about 3 times as much or 4 times as much of that stuff, maybe even 10 times as much of that stuff down on the cutting room floor, stuff that we never got to talk about, but interesting nonetheless. We give you insider updates. We give you exclusive content, all for less than $1 per week. And you get our undying gratitude for allowing us to do things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who donated during the stream today. We love you all, and we appreciate it. Firewall's coming on Thursday, Roots. Thursday, bro.
It's crazy. It's only a couple days away, 4 days.
Need somebody to play Firewall with? Well, maybe you might want to check out our Discord invitation link down below. 100% free, where we live 24/7, 365, talking about games, talking about life, watching people steal cars and being chased across the state of California. Even though California's about to crash and burn, dude, they just had an earthquake while a hurricane is coming in on them, bro. Like God hitting them from both sides. It's insanity.
I'm really worried. How are people going to loot the stores if, like, with all that chaos? It's going to be really crazy. So,
God wants to wipe the feces from the streets.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. They got a lot of issues. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy there. And yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. Hurricanes never land on California, dude. Like, this is odd weirdness. It's almost like somebody's controlling the weather.
Yeah, it's almost. I was just having that discussion with the. Yeah, it's almost like there's forces out there that are manipulating the weather, and just stop, you know.
Dave Digger 2, dig harder, Steam key in the chat. Get it.
Oh God, that's like the third or fourth game. That's a good game actually, compared to the first
Thank
one.
you.
It's really good co-op.
Thank you, Mickey Barrios. What's up, Charlie Driscoll? Have a good night, he says. Have a good night, everybody. That's a good thing to say at the end of the show, which this is. And with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you in a few days. We won't see you tomorrow. But I am on Tuesday. I think I'm going to be the guest host of the Impact Reality podcast. Who knew there was an Impact Reality podcast, Roots? I didn't, because they never asked me to be on it before until Eric and Skiva go across the country, and now all of a sudden they need a host. And guess who's gonna
You're like, oh,
step
hey,
up to the plate.
I heard something about it. Dee was saying something about it a couple weeks ago, probably. So.
Oh, now I'm good enough to be the host now that Eric's not here and Skiva's gone. Now they need old Wes to come in. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, Alex should be there too. Both of you aren't going to Gamescom.
So yeah, going to be doing that on Tuesday. No CruCast tomorrow though. So if you want to hang out, and Impact Reality podcast is a little bit different. It's shorter. It's only an hour long, and we typically talk about behind the scenes industry stuff. So it's not like anything like what we do on this channel. But it can be interesting from what I hear. So I'll be on there, so that should be interesting. So tune in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch the Discord. I'll try to remember to post it on the Discord for those of you who are interested. And with that said, I'll see you then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take it easy, everybody. And GT, we can't wait to see you. I can't wait to meet you in person in January. It's going to be so awesome.